What a way to welcome, usher in, or usher the end of our 5th year in the Rose Parade. For those of you that may not be as familiar with Donate Life Rose Parade float lore, those were excerpts of the music that we chose as our official selection from our first 4 years in the parade. So we thought, what a way to do a march through time. And
I'm very honored to be here hosting this event this year. I was a writer, like Brian said, last year on the float, Giving from the Heart. And it was quite an experience. I met many wonderful people, learned many wonderful stories of how donation of organ, tissue, and blood has affected so many lives.
I believe we have, is it 19? Oh, we've gone up in the last 24 hours, 21 partner countries from around the world who've placed roses in the Family Circle Garden, representing the donors from countries around the world such as Germany, Japan, Turkey, Malaysia, and I'm going to in trouble already because I can't get to 21 of them, but you get the message, you get the point.
Recipients, how many donor families are here tonight? Well, God bless you, and I got to tell you, in my position, a lot of people look up and look to me as a hero, and at the end of the day, the true heroes and the people that make all this happen are the donor families, and I want to have everybody give them a big round of applause. God bless every one of you.
I remember my sister and I were always together, but this just brought us closer. And my sister would make me eat. My parents usually helped me out and they fed me because I couldn't feed myself. And my sister gave me my yogurt, and I told her, well, open it and feed me. She's like, you open it yourself. You have your hand, you can eat it.
You guys made me cry. That was a tough act to follow, but I'd like to first thank all of you for inviting the Royal Court and I to your reception tonight. I can just tell by briefly meeting some of you in the room outside and mingling with you, and I can just tell by the smiles on your faces and your warm hearts how much this program means to all of you, and we're really lucky to be a part of it.
But to be able to do these floor graphs and participate helps us remember our loved one. But one of our greatest fears when we lose somebody very, very close to us is that maybe we'll be the only ones to remember. But when they become an organ and tissue donor, there are many, many people who remember and treasure their lives as well as even after they die.
I feel like, we get a lot of kudos for organizing this, but sometimes it feels like we're throwing a good dinner party, but it's a potluck dinner. We're not cooking the meal. We're setting the table, we're making the room look lovely, etc., but you are bringing the food, and it is so rich and so filling. So I thank you very much for filling our hearts, and I know all of us here just treasure that each year when you come to Southern California.
Part of our mission is to expand the field of transplantation and to honor those donors by making the best of their transplant. We make a drug called Prograf. We have other drugs in our pipeline and out there as well, but our immunology group, that drug is our creme de la creme, and we want to honor those transplants and make them last as long as they possibly can. So hopefully we're doing service to the world of donation and transplantation and maximizing all of those organs.
My husband and I are avid cyclists, and so after my transplant, it was one of our goals to keep ourselves healthy and active. So we began to cycle, and my husband, my coach, my brutal coach, has encouraged me to compete not only in 3 transplant games accompanied by John and Kathy, but also I was able to ride in a ride called the Tour of the California.
Connected by a feeling in our very soul.
Just before my 30th birthday, I had had 2 near-death experiences and was on oxygen and on full-time disability. I was placed on the waiting list for a lung transplant when my health rapidly declined. And just before I lost consciousness, I was filled with a presence and a message that there was going to be a miracle. And so I told people around me in the hospital bed, there's going to be a miracle.
But it's my pleasure to present the award to Tanaya Wallace.
It's so funny because if you actually know me well, this is kind of ironic, an inspiration award, because I am like the least inspirational person on earth this time of year. I am bitter and angry, but for the first, this is actually the first time in a couple of years. Do you want me to move this so you can all see me in my mincing words? This is the first time in a couple of years that I've actually not had an emotional breakdown on this evening, so I've actually been able to be here. And I do think it's the first time I've been gussied up.
To get to that place, to be all that we can